There's something so magical for me about these May days that feels kind of like a turning point, I think. Spring isn't just arriving, it's not on its way, it is well and truly here. When you look outside, everything feels fuller, greener, more alive and vibrant. And I think this time of year gently reminds us to kind of do the same thing. It invites us to step outside more, to slow down a little, to look out the window and kind of enjoy our surroundings, to flourish and grow and develop like nature is. And how I enjoy doing that is just finding comforting little things in the everyday. This morning started slowly at home. I made myself a warm coffee. I'm also going to make myself some breakfast, something really simple and easy. I often make porridge. I know it's kind of, I don't know, in my head it's more of a wintry breakfast, but I enjoy how filling it is and how simple, quick and easy it is to make. I often tend to batch it as well so that it's easy for me to kind of have meal prepped ready in the fridge so I can just grab it and go. And I like putting in all the extra chia seeds, flax seeds, all that kind of thing just to make it super nutritious. Something that I really want to start doing is kind of cherishing these moments more, because it feels like, honestly, it feels like it was 5 minutes ago and it was Christmas and it was cold and wintry and dark, and now all of a sudden we're kind of in the middle of May, which is absolutely crazy. I feel like this year has just gone so quickly. So I really want to just try and slow down where I can. I know that's difficult in modern day life, but I think it's important to kind of take our time, take in our surroundings and just appreciate, what we do have that surrounds us. We're lucky to have nourishing food, a roof over our heads, perhaps a loving family or partner or friends or pets. And I just think the abundance of the upcoming summer just makes me feel really full, like my cup is very full in this kind of season, and I think that that's definitely reflected in spring. Let me know if you feel like that about spring, that you just kind of feel that there's so much potential and there's so much positive energy kind of flowing through the air that you just feel like you can really achieve things and you can reach those goals and hit those targets that maybe we've set for ourselves during the spring equinox. So over at the allotment, things are really starting to grow, which makes me so happy. Honestly, the sense of achievement and satisfaction I get from this little plot of land is unbelievable. So you can kind of see in the foreground all of the lettuces that I have planted and the spinach are finally coming up, which is super exciting. And they look really happy and healthy, so I'm very chuffed with those. And now I was actually planting some Swiss chard. So this is actually something that I would really recommend growing if you are new to growing or it's something you want to start with or get into. Around this time of year, it's super easy to just plant directly into the ground and it will germinate as long as you keep it nice and watered. And it is also super prolific. So the more you pick it, the more it will give back, and you can treat it like spinach. So you can salt it, cook it in butter, and it kind of wilts down very much, as I said, like spinach. So I would absolutely recommend that. Next up came the watering. So our allotment plot is, I think it was 75 foot by 35 foot, so it's quite a big plot. One could argue we bit off more than we can chew, but I am being positive and I'm being ambitious with this. The only catch is that it is quite difficult to water because we only have one small shed and I haven't yet had it all rigged up with guttering and a water butt, and we're not allowed to use hoses directly on the crops, so it can be a little bit tricky. It's a lot of back and forth to the watering butt with the watering can, and then we are allowed to refill just the water butt, so it takes time, but it is slow and kind of rewarding and very peaceful just to kind of get in a rhythm with it. Now what I'm doing here right next to our plot is I'm just raking up some of the grass that has been left after the mower has been through, because this is going to be absolutely perfect for mulching. So we're going to be mulching my potatoes and my strawberries. It just helps keep in the moisture for these crops because they love so much water. Like, they're very, very thirsty crops, potatoes and strawberries. So I'm just using the mulch here to just lock in that moisture and suppress the weeds, and it's quite an economical way of doing it as well. There was, no pennies spent in mulching those crops. Next up, I'm doing some companion planting. So I'm actually planting some carrot seeds here with the onions and garlic that I've got on the patch. Hopefully these will come up well. I've heard that carrots are best planted when planted directly, so fingers crossed for those. And then I found in our pantry some potatoes that had kind of gone to seed and chitted themselves, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to give them a go and see what happens. Later on, I popped to a garden centre. I absolutely love going to garden centres. I just find them so zen and peaceful, and it's really good for me to go for inspiration. There were so many beautiful plants out already at this time of year, and I just loved all the different shapes and sizes and colours of them, and all the beautiful little veggies and fruit that was up for sale as well. There's just so much lovely inspiration when you go to a good garden centre. I wanted to bring a bit more of spring into our house, and so I thought I would update our little basket on the pantry door. I think the flowers that were there before were like beautiful, beautiful dried flowers. They were oranges and yellows and such lovely colours, but they absolutely reminded me of autumn. So I wanted to inject a bit of spring freshness in with these faux cosmos, and I'm super pleased with how they turned out. When I was at the garden centre, I picked up this daisy plant. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but I absolutely love daisies. I think there's something just so beautiful in how simple they are and delicate looking. But this one, bless it, it looked like it hadn't had a good water in a very long time, and it had just been left out to kind of bake a bit in the sun. So I took it out of its pot and gave its roots a bit of a scrumple just to kind of encourage it to grow. And then what I did was I went through and deadheaded it. So I took off all of the dead, drying or just unhealthy looking flowers and just gave it a good water. And I'm hoping that it's going to turn out okay. Having a look at it a few days after filming this, it looks much healthier, so I'm very chuffed with that. I think May can remind us that growth rarely happens all at once. Sometimes it looks like slow mornings or small routines and just getting some fresh air when you can, and planting seeds that you won't harvest for months. Sometimes it's simply learning to enjoy where you are instead of constantly rushing towards what's next. I think there's something incredibly hopeful about this time of year. The longer evenings, the blossom finally turning into leaves, gardens beginning to fill out. I think it's important to reconnect with the things that truly make us feel alive. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Stay happy and blessed be.